Okay, recently I said that Chance's album was my most anticipated album of the year. I think I was mistaken. It would be Chance's album would be my Starline would be my most anticipated album of the year. Why can't I say album? That's the second time I said that. Album of the year if he didn't release so many singles, and if he would have released it with the momentum of like Buried Alive, like in 2024, basically is what I'm saying. So killed a little bit of the momentum. Feel like it's kind of just building the momentum back up again. I feel like he built a lot of it. Whatever. I say that to say this Clipse album might actually be my most anticipated album of the year. And that's no small part due. Did that make sense? Did that sentence come out correctly? It is midnight. It is almost 1 o'clock. No small part. The rollout had a lot to do with that. The rollout's been amazing. I've been watching a lot of the interviews. The singles have been fire. What was that? Ace Trumpets and Ace Trumpets and something else. I forgot. So Be It. Yeah. Wait, So Be It Part 2? So Be It Part 1 not on here? I'm confused. Okay, we'll see. Yeah. And then also like the rumored Kendrick Lamar feature, not rumored, but it was rumored Kendrick Lamar feature, the Nas feature, a lot. So the features look crazy. Track list fire. It did leak. I don't know how much of an effect that's going to have on this album's release. I don't think it will. I hope nothing changed as far as like, I hope, they didn't change anything before or after it leaked. I hate when artists do that. Just don't do it. Just drop it, because you can mess around and fumble your whole album doing that. Sometimes just take the hit with the leak, I feel like. And I feel like that's something that was more crucial in the 2000s when we were selling CDs and stuff like that. When hip hop was selling CDs and stuff like that. And like, I feel like nowadays a leak isn't as bad unless it sucks. And that, you know what I mean? If it leaks and it's good, then I feel like I wouldn't say it'd be beneficial. Maybe. I'm sure you can spin it somehow, but in this case, I wasn't seeing anything negative about the album. I mean, I see trolls and stuff like that that are just gonna hate on Pusha T no matter what. But aside from that, let's just get into it. I'm excited. I don't want to yap too much. I think Pusha T, the return of Malice is crazy. I'm very excited for that. But then also Pusha T, this isn't his first, I wouldn't say comeback. I mean, he had a feature, I think, on Pusha T's last album. But regardless, the run Pusha T's been on has been incredible. I think this whole thing's produced by Pharrell. We'll see. But I'm pretty sure I saw that. That's really loud.
Lost in emotion, mama's youngest. Trying to navigate life without my youngest. Lost in emotion, mama's youngest. Trying to navigate life without my compass. Some experience death and feel numbness, but not me. I felt it all and couldn't function. Seeing you that day, telling you my plans, but I was leaving you that day. It was in God's hands. Yeah, it was at Elon's waiting to get with me. On my way to Texas, that's when Virginia hit me. Elon's waiting to function. Seeing you that day, telling you my plans, but I was leaving you that day. It was in God's hands. Yeah, it was at Elon's waiting to get with me. On my way to Texas, that's when Virginia hit me.
I don't think this is a diss. He's just kind of talking. I don't think it's a diss anyway. Not yet. But I do appreciate that in this era of subliminal disses, sugarcoating things, industry, all that stuff, I do appreciate that Pusha T is very clear and deliberate with what he says and how he says it. And he's not afraid he won't hold his tongue. He's not afraid to make enemies if his opinion is going to make enemies. And it's a breath of fresh air. I wish more artists were like him.
And I realized in that instant, our last conversation, you was against it. Told you I was going to Turks for Thanksgiving. I heard what I wanted to hear, but didn't listen. You said you told Jean that Buck needed forgiveness. I see you went to Didi's and stuffed both her fridges. You even told Dad you wished y'all never split it. See, you were checking boxes, I was checking my mention.
Wait, whoa. Who's he dissing?
Elon's waiting to get with me. On my way to
Is he dissing Kanye right now? Well, let's restarting. Birds don't bird. Oh, that's the
Lost in
emotion. Mama's youngest.
Trying to navigate life without my compass. Some experience death and feel numbness, but not me. I felt it all and couldn't function. Seeing you that day, telling you my plans, but I was leaving you that day. It was in God's hands. Yeah, it was at Eden.
Okay, so he's not talking to Kanye.
Waiting to
Oh, so it sounds like he's just talking to somebody who passed away. Telling you my plans, but I was leaving you that day. It was in God's hands. Yeah, it was at Elon's waiting.
Yeah, it was at
Get me.
Elon's waiting to get with me. On my way to Texas, that's when Virginia hit me. And I realized in that
And Virginia is his
our
wife,
last
I believe.
conversation, you was against it. Told you I was going to Turks for Thanksgiving. I heard what I wanted to hear, but didn't listen. You said you told Jean that Buck needed forgiveness. I see you went to Didi's and stuffed both her fridges. You even told
Okay, I heard that as Diddy's at first, but I was quite confused.
y'all never split it. See, you were checking boxes, I was checking my mentions. Saying you was tired but not ready to go. Basically was dying without letting me know. I love you, Med-Naj. Hate that he won't remember you. Two things that break my heart is what Novembers do. And T follows you. Now mind you, Didi calls you. Jean finds you. Was that your vision? Precision. While I'm reminiscing, it all hits different, my list. The birds don't sing.
Okay, so he's talking about his mom. Oh, that's nice. That's cute. Okay, I just was a bit confused for a minute about who he's talking to. Cause yeah. Okay. So I'm assuming Malice is gonna come on and talk about their mom as well. That's a beautiful way to start the album.
The birds don't sing, they screech and play.
I just saw a little baby bird today. It was in the driveway. And it was a little baby bird, and he, whatever, was just in the driveway and hopping around. I think it fell out of its nest because it was just hopping around. And then I'm just like watching the bird for maybe like 10 minutes. Then the mom finds it, and I mean, I guess birds they can't pick each other up. I guess I don't know. These are like little small neighborhood birds, and the little bird was like they were talking to each other, and the mom bird flew away, and then the baby bird kind of followed it. But like the mom bird was like in the trees, like watching that bird, and I guess it was like guiding her back to the tree. I don't know if she got back up there or what happened, but yeah, there's a bird.
The birds don't sing, they screech and play.
His voice just works so well with hip hop and in their class. Like Meek Mill, was it Maybach Curtains? Oh my god. What's that one song with Big Sean? He has a few songs with Big Sean, I think. Not One Man Can Change the World, but there's another one that he's on, I think.
Your car was in the driveway. I knew you were home. By the third knock, a chill ran through my bones. The way you miss mama, I guess I should've known. Chivalry ain't dead, you ain't let her go alone.
What?
Found you in the kitchen, scriptures in the den. Half-written text that you never got to send.
Let me turn this off.
Combing through your dresser drawer, where do I begin? Posted noted Bible quotes, were you preparing then? I can hear your voice now,
Wow.
I can feel your presence. Asking should I rap again? You gave me your blessing. The way you spelled it out, there's an L in every lesson. Boy, you owe it to the world, let your mess become your message. Shared you with my friends, the pops they never had. You lived for our fishing trips, damn I had a dad. Mine
Wow.
taught discipline, mine taught structure. Mine didn't mind when he had to pull a double. Mine worked overtime, smiled through
So
struggle.
their father-
As mine wouldn't let us feel what he had to suffer.
Committed slip and slide. I'm saying that so YouTube doesn't get flagged. I'm not making a joke out of it. That's crazy. If that's what he's saying, and maybe he just passed away from like that. That is a thing where like, you know, people can pass away from just like overwhelming sadness or like losing the will to live, that type of thing. Or is he saying he committed whatever? But that's dark. I was just watching a Kevin Gates like YouTube reel short, whatever. And he was just talking about his friend who did his tattoos. I forgot what podcast he was on. It was like with Theo Von, I believe. He was talking about his friend who did the tattoos on his hand. He passed away, and he was like always in good spirits. He was always funny and cracking jokes and stuff like that. He sent a text to Kevin Gates one day saying like, I can't do this anymore. And then he, did what he did. And Kevin Gates was saying that just to say like, you got to check up on those friends that are always checking up on everybody else, that are always taking care of everybody else, or there for you, and, you know, aren't talking about their problems, or, you know, ever mentioning anything negative or whatever. Like, you got to check up on those people, and that's very real. That is very, very real. So I would implore you to do that. If you have that person in your life, like, just reach out, and I promise you, they may not say it, that's going to mean so much to them.
See, mine made sure he had every base covered, so imagine his pain finding bass in the cupboard. Birds don't sing if the words don't sting. Your last few words in my ear still ring. You told me that you love me, it was all in your tone. I love my 2 sons was the code to your phone. Now you home.
Oh, wow. Ooh, that gave me chills. Oh my God. I love my 2 sons was the code to your phone. That's sad. Ooh, as an intro is, you're like making me feel things already. Pause, but like, wow. Man, that's one way to start an album. Usually albums don't start like that. Like, it's just as far as sequencing goes. Like, rarely does an album start with a song that emotionally gripping. Usually, I feel like albums, they want to get your attention, but like not, they like want to lure you in and then hit you with something like this. This is just, they just came right out the gate talking about their mother and father
who lost
passing.
their mothers and fathers.
Wow.
And make sure that every single moment that you have with them,
That's wow.
you show them love. You show them love.
Yeah, no, that's 100% unexpected. Like I said, usually within an album sequencing, you don't get a strong emotional song like that quick into the album. Literally the opening track, I can see like why, you know, me and my brother getting on a track or getting on an album. This is Malice's return album. The first thing we want to do is pay tribute to our mother and father. That's a beautiful thing. Wow. Literally that last line from Malice, what did he say? I love my 2 sons, the code to his phone. I got chills as soon as he said that. That was beautiful. Sheesh. All right. I'm gonna split this video up. So the way I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna split this video up. All the songs are gonna be on their own individual videos. Unless they're short, and then I'll combine some of them just so they can be a little bit longer and worth your time even clicking on. But and then at the end of that, I'll just drop the entire album reaction. So then you can consume it either song by song or the entire way. But yeah, so this might get annoying. So I'm gonna say this after every track. But yeah, like, sub, bye. On to Chains. Oh, this is the one with Kendrick.